everyone, it's Norma and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are having a good one. We're having a great day in the Candle Corner in my Facebook group. We're also celebrating Pet Photo Day, so I am really enjoying the photos that people are posting of their pets. We got a lot of cats this time, which I'm a cat person, so that's great, but you know, the dogs and there's raccoons and fish and all kinds of pets that people have. So it's been a lot of fun. But I need to get this review done because Kringle Candle last weekend gave out a 30% code that we could use to try out some of the new spring scents. Now, on Friday, they made the code public, so if you go on their website through President's Day weekend, and I think the code is good through next Friday, I'm not exactly sure, but if you go on the website, you can get 30% off without having to use the code. But when I placed this order, it was, you know, before the President's Day sale, so the code was Candlehaulic, which I thought that was pretty clever. Anyway, I wanted to try a lot of the new spring scents, but I didn't want to go crazy. So this time, instead of ordering a ton of large jars, which is my usual style, I only ordered a few jars, you know, 4 that you see in the back. I ordered 3 large, 1 large tumbler, and then the rest I did in melts and daylights because I wanted to sample a lot of scents that I wasn't quite sure about. And then I got a few melts and scents I had already had. So I'm going to start with those. Okay, now because these are scents I've gotten before, I'm just going to run through them very quickly because I have talked about them in some of my other Kringle haul videos. So you can check those out. On the ones that I did for, I believe it was the Candle Corner code and the 50th anniversary sale, I listed all the scents that I got. So you can, you know, if you're interested in a particular scent and you want more of a detailed explanation, you can find the scent, you know, by searching for the name, and you should be able to locate the video. But this is one I actually haven't burned, and I'm excited to burn it this summer. This is Pineapple Sunset. It's basically like a pineapple coconut, you know, kind of like a pina colada scent, but it has the hint of a spicy ginger. So, oh, look at that label. I could just stare at that all day. I wish I was there. It's like below 0 right now. It's just really cold. But anyway, Pineapple Sunset. I also got another melt of Rainy Day. This is really strong in the melt, and it's just really fresh and clean and exactly like the air would be after a rainy day. I love this one. Okay, next up we have Vanilla Cone. I've talked a lot about this scent. It's just a great vanilla ice cream type scent, and you can even smell the cone. And one of my all-time favorites from Kringle, and this candle actually made it into my top 15 scents of 2015, Pink Grapefruit. Just a delicious, juicy grapefruit scent. Another favorite, Rosemary Lemon, and it's just exactly what that says. It's lemon with rosemary. Very beautiful, great herbal scent, you know, great scent for the kitchen, you know, the summer months where you just want something fresh. And I also got Blueberry Muffin. Now, Blueberry Muffin is actually one of the newer spring scents. And as you can see, I also got the candle in the back. Now, technically it's new, but Kringle used to have a Blueberry Muffin scent out before. They had a kitchen line, which they discontinued. And they had it, I had it in 2 different jar forms. I had it in their kitchen line jar, which was like a plaid pattern. And then I think I had it in like the regular old style Crystal Light Pillars. So I've had this scent a couple times, and it's a really good bakery scent. To me, it was a little bit on the light side. So I was curious to get it to see if this blueberry muffin was the same as the one they had before or if it was different. To me, on the cold, it smells the same from what I remember. It's been a couple years since I burned my last one, so I'm just going by, memory. I don't have one to like do a side-by-side comparison with. Okay, so first up of the new scents, this is Spiced Apple. Now, obviously, this one is not a spring scent. This is one of their fall winter scents. I am just kicking myself. I didn't get the candle when I had the chance, and I'm kicking myself. I didn't get it in this order because I absolutely love this scent. I've tried some of Kringle's other apple scents. I've had their hot apple pie, their apple cider donut. Both of those are good, but this is the apple that I've been looking for from Kringle. This is the one I want. So I can't believe I didn't get the candle. Oh, but I will. So the scent description reads, brings together bubbling baked apple, allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon notes with a gentle of vanilla. Obviously, there's some grammar going on here. I think it should read, this scent brings together bubbling baked apple, allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon notes with a gentle hint of vanilla. I'll put the word hint in there. We were searching for the ultimate apple pie aroma and achieved a result we still can't stop enjoying. Yes, this smells like apple pie filling. Now, I know there's all kinds of recipes out there to make apple pie, but when I make an apple pie from scratch, I like my filling to be a little bit spicy. I think the hot apple pie candle has like the apple with the sugar, but it's missing the spice that I personally would prefer. So this one for me does it. I love this scent, and I will at some point in time be getting a large jar or 2 or 3 or 4 spiced apple. Okay, and this is another candle that now that I have had a chance to smell it, I am wishing I had also gotten in a large jar. This is Strawberry Lemonade. Scent description, here's a fun twist on summer's most enduring drink. We've married sweet lemonade and added the happy lushness of ripe strawberries, cheerful and delectable. And the scent notes read top, sun-ripened berries, fresh lemon peel, mid, lemon rind, pure sugar cane, the base, floral musk, and vanilla bean. Now, I was hesitant to get this in a candle, which is why I got the melt, because me and strawberry don't always get along. But what caused me to order this was last week I had tried a wax melt. It was a Colonial Candle Strawberry Rhubarb, which came out last spring, and I just got around to melting it last week. And I really enjoyed it. It smelled like a fresh strawberry to me, and not that synthetic artificial strawberry that unfortunately plagues so many strawberry candles, which is why I don't like strawberry candles. It's not that I don't like the strawberry scent, it's just I don't like that artificial. So it's really, really hard to find a strawberry candle that smells fresh, like real fresh strawberries. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to start giving strawberry a chance again. And I'm really glad I did. Now, to me, this is not like Yankee's Strawberry Lemon Ice that just came out this spring, which I was like, I will probably pass on that candle because that one is more strawberry and less lemon. And this one is the opposite. You definitely get the mid notes the most, I think. You get that lemon rind, you get that pure sugar cane. It smells like lemonade with just a hint of strawberry. And that's what I like. I just think it smells fabulous. I'm really looking forward to melting this and see how it throws. And I will definitely probably be getting some large jars anymore. Right now, I am on a wax ban, but I have to say, if They had the large jars of these in stock. A few days ago, I was really tempted to place another order just to get this candle, but then I saw it was out of stock. It's like, oh, I guess I'll wait. I'll have to wait till the next sale. Oh, I hope it's not too far away. Okay, so next up we have Dewdrops, and this is one of the new spring scents, and this is one I was really, really seriously tempted to get in a large candle. The scent description is a full fragrance. Dewdrops boast a watery green coolness and minty vibe that is lush and fresh. And the scent notes read top, green, marine, watery, mint. The mid, jasmine, carnation, orchid, rose. Oh, beautiful florals. The base, tonka bean, and musk. I'm actually rather glad I did not get this in the candle and I got it in the melts instead. I have melted this one and it's nice, but it's nothing special really. To me, they have Rainy Day, which I love. You have this one here, the Rainy Day, and it's very strong, and it's like a fresh, watery type note. And then you have their Autumn Rain, which is definitely a misnomer because I think Autumn Rain is more of a spring candle. And you have the watery ozone notes, and I think there's cucumber or something in there that makes it really fresh. It's like they took Autumn Rain, threw in a dash of Rainy Day, toned it down, and then threw in a splash of mint. It's okay, but it's like if you have Autumn Rain, which is a beautiful scent, and you have Rainy Day, I don't really think you need Dewdrops. Now, if Rainy Day is too strong for you, because it does almost have a little bit, a hint of soapiness to it, but it's so slight, and to me it doesn't really come out when it's melting, that, there are some people who are just going to probably love Dewdrops. I mean, the notes in it are just beautiful. But it was also light for me when it was in the melter. For the Kringle tea lights, I do prefer using a tea light melter versus an electric one or one of my centerpieces. I can use usually 1 cube. For this one, I had to use 2, and I had it in my bathroom, and it was still light. I could smell it. It smelled, kind of fresh, kind of clean, but it was just okay for me. Now I did get, 1, 2, because I wanted to really give it a really good chance to see if it was something that I would eventually want to order in candle form. But based on what I'm experiencing so far, it'll probably be a pass for me. I would get Rainy Day again. I would get Autumn Rain again. This one, probably not. Oh, and I just wanted to mention before I get to Sweet Pea, if you look on the website for the scent description for Dewdrops, the scent description for the melt is wrong. The scent description is actually for this candle, Sweet Pea. So you have to go to the large jar to get the proper scent description for Dewdrops. Just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. So next up is Sweet Pea. And Sweet Pea is Sweet Pea's bright florals combined with pear and apple essence is as endearing as its name. Let me call you Sweet Pea. And the scent notes are top, green fruity, mid, water fruits, pear, the base, apple, floral. And look at that label. That is just so gorgeous. I actually threw this melt in at the last minute. It was the last thing I put in my cart before I ordered. For some reason, it just, even though I like my florals, it didn't even like register in my radar. But I'm glad I did, because now I have a really good look at that label, and it's like, oh my goodness, the purples and the blues and the greens. You got some Lily of Valley in the background there. Just is like would fit my decor perfectly if I was just going to buy a candle for decor purposes. And I actually happen to like the scent of sweet peas. To me, this is very reminiscent of Yankee's Garden Sweet Pea, which I believe is now a retired scent. It shows up like at Home Goods periodically in the springtime, so you can probably still find it, but in the retail store it's been retired. And I actually happen to like that one, and my Yankee Garden Sweet Pea has always been a very strong thrower. So this is my first experience with Kringle's version, but I think it'll probably do well. It's just a very sweet floral. I think the notes that they have listed on the website pretty much accurately describe it. A lot of times it's really hard when you just read the scent notes to get an idea of what the scent's going to smell like. But it is just a light, sweet, fruity type of floral. So if you're somebody who, you know, has never really ventured into florals, and you want to try one, this might be one for you to try. It's not one of those really heavy florals like your rose or your gardenia, your jasmine. It's light and sweet and a little fruity. Next up we have Picket Fence, and if there was a candle that I would buy for the label, this one would be it. It is just beautiful. It just screams spring, summer. I love roses in the summer. I love the climbing roses. I mean, look at the pink climbing roses over the Picket Fence. What is not to love about this candle? Oh my goodness, that label to me, like I say, Kringle has the best labels in the candle industry as far as I'm concerned, and whoever designs their labels deserves a raise. I would buy this candle based on the label alone. Now, the reason you see this in a daylight instead of a candle is because I did not order this candle in this order. This is a daylight that I actually picked up from my local Myers, and I just decided to talk about it in this video because it is one of the new spring scents. My Myers started carrying Kringle candle a few months ago, and they only actually have 2 of the new spring scents in stock. They have Picket Fence and they have Egyptian Cotton, which I'll talk about next. I'm actually glad I really had a chance to smell this in advance before ordering it from the website, because I would have been disappointed. This is not what I was expecting. Let me read you the scent description. A blossoming floral powder puff with clean and subtle undertones of sandalwood and musk. Linger at our picket fence and smell the roses. So the scent notes are top bergamot, apple, blossom, mid, jasmine, muguet, which is lily of the valley, rose, beautiful, base, vanilla, and musk. What I was hoping this would be is more of a fresh rose smell. A few years ago, before Kringle totally revamped their line, they had a candle called Nantucket Rose. And Nantucket Rose was actually pretty close in scent to their Peony candle, which is still in their main line. Their Peony is beautiful. So I was hoping that this would either be a reincarnation of Nantucket Rose or something similar along those lines. Just a nice, beautiful, fresh, clean rose scent. This is more of a rose perfume to me. You definitely can pick up the rose, but the rose is not the predominant note. It is definitely mixed with, you know, the jasmine and the lily of the valley, and then I definitely get the musk and the hint of the bergamot. And I think it's that musk and bergamot that take it over into the perfume category. It's okay for me. Like I said, I so much wanted to get this in a large jar just for the label, but I'm hesitant because I'm not that crazy about the scent. Perfume scents, I don't really care for that much. So I don't know. If there was like a huge big sale, like clearance sale, and I could get it at 50% off, I probably would pick one up. I'm not sure if I get a large jar, but I might get one. But for the scent itself, no. It's just, this is one of the florals that if you aren't into florals, it could be headache inducing, I think. Just because, you know, it is that floral perfume type of scent. Okay, the other daylight that I picked up from Myers is Egyptian Cotton. And the scent notes on this, well actually the scent description is all comfy, wrapped in the clean, powdery freshness atop the sweet florals of Egyptian cotton. And the scent notes are top, green, aldehydes, fresh, ozone. The mid, rose, muguet, musk. And the base, powdery, musk, and sweet. Okay. When I first saw this, I was like, what, another cotton? I mean, because they already have the warm cotton, which I've had and I've tried. I haven't done a review on it yet because I haven't burnt the full candle, but I did burn it to see if I liked it enough to get more back when they had the 40% off sale. And that one's strong, I have to say. I think a lot of cotton scents are strong in general, but they aren't exactly my favorite because a lot of the cotton scents can smell really soapy, and I don't like the soapy cotton scents. One of my absolute all-time favorite cotton scent is Yankee Candle's World Journeys Egyptian Cotton. The World Journeys version is beautiful, just beautiful. You just smell like the sweet white florals. That I love. I've tried some other ones that like I was like, ooh. So the main reason I picked this daylight up was I was like, how come there's so many cottons? I mean, it's just like, isn't one cotton all the same? So then that gave me the idea to do a comparison video. So that's why I picked this daylight up. I'm not sure when I'm going to do the video. I'm definitely going to have to wait for the warmer months because, like I said, some of the cotton candles can be, you know, pretty strong. So I want to be able to open up my windows when I do it. But it is different from the warm cotton. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit sweeter, a little bit more florally. But when I do my comparison video, I'll get, you know, do more in-depth review on that. Okay, next up is Beachside. This is one that I almost got last summer and I didn't. So I said, okay, it's time to try it. Beachside, a harmonious union of salt spray and sun-kissed surf. Beachside will quickly evoke fond memories of warm sand and crashing waves. And the scent notes for this are top, floral, green, orange blossom. Mid, floral, orange blossom. Base, floral musk, blossom orange. Okay, this is basically suntan lotion. Pretty much every candle company has something similar. Yankee Candle has their Sun and Sand. Bath and Body Works has their suntan. You know, which smells like that copper tone suntan lotion. And that's basically what this is. It's not an exact dupe of either one of those, but it's definitely in the same family. I mean, the first note you get, bam, is the neroli, the orange blossom. A little bit of the musk. Salt spray, maybe, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's your basic suntan lotion scent. Okay, another one I've been really curious to trying, and I finally decided now's the time, is Beachwood. This one is take in the fresh air and walk along our sandy beach and drift in its solitude. Now, I'm a beach person, so yeah, I wish I was there right now. Scent notes are top, citrus, pineapple. Mid, coconut. The base, white cedar vanilla bean. First off, I want to say this is not a pina colada scent. And so if you're just going off the scent notes and you're thinking citrus, pineapple, coconut, bam, it's pina colada. It is not a pina colada scent. This is not a sweet coconut. In fact, I don't really pick up any citrus on the cold. I don't know if that would come out when it melts. I mostly get like a fresh coconut, not sweetened with sugar, more like a fresh coconut with the cedar. It's interesting. I will be very interested to melt this to see what comes out in it, because I like it enough on the cold that it's something I would consider getting in candle form. We'll see how this one does. I gotta give this one another whiff. You know what I'm picking up is I'm getting like a coconut vanilla with a hint of cedar. Yeah, and you know what? I actually am picking up a little bit of pineapple. But basically I'm getting mostly coconut vanilla and then a woodsy sweet note. Yeah, this will be interesting. Okay, we're nearing the end of the melts here. This is Firewood. Now this obviously is not a spring scent. This is a winter scent, and it's something that I probably normally would not have gotten, but a lot of the guys in my Facebook group were talking about this scent and they seemed to like it, seemed to be a favorite. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try it in the melt. And the description reads, the unmistakable tang of wood smoke in the air conjures happy thoughts of gatherings around the fireplace and campfire. Firewood lets you enjoy this pleasant reverie by lighting a single candle. Now, I love sitting around a campfire. Whether you're in the woods and it's a crisp fall evening or you're on a beach, I just love that. It's just so primitive, and I love it. I'm not quite so sure I like the scent in the house, so I think it's something that belongs outside. When I first smelled this on the cold, it smells strong, and I was like, oh no. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I got this in melt in candle form. And by the way, I didn't see the actual candle online, so I don't know if it's out of stock or it's just available in melt form. But I just didn't see the candle, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I think it was last winter, I reviewed a candle. It was a Pure Radiance candle by Yankee Candle by the name Ember Light. And in that video, I mean, that's one of the few candles I never finished and I threw it out. Other people had commented that it smelled like, you know, you're grilling a hot dog on the grill. And I don't know if it was just that mental image that put it in my mind, but to me, it did smell like a hot dog cooking on a smoky grill. And so when I first lifted the lid off of this and gave it a sniff, I kind of picked that up. And I was like, oh no, not another hot dog candle. But I actually have it melting now in a tea light warmer, and it's not so bad when it's melting. I mean, it's not a favorite for me, but it's okay. I mean, I definitely get, you know, the firewood note. I think though I'm more of a tobacco person versus a wood smoke person. It has the firewood note that is in their Cozy Cabin candle, but that firewood note is just subtle. It's, you know, it's in the background, and then you have the other notes coming out to make it more warm and cozy. This is just bam straight up firewood. So I won't say I would never get this again. If it was in candle form, it's unlikely I would get it in a candle. I would consider it getting in a melt, but I would definitely be burning it with other scents such as their Cozy Cabin or just like a rich sugary vanilla to cut into that firewood. And it's definitely the type of scent that I would only bring out, you know, once in a blue moon, like today when it's like super, super cold outside and you just wish you were around a nice warm campfire. Okay, we got a couple more daylights left, then we'll get on to the candles. This is Mystic Sands. Now, This is one that I almost got in a large jar, but then someone on my Facebook group posted a review, Zach, and he actually liked this one, but then someone else commented that Mystic Sands, actually it might have been him, Mystic Sands was similar to Secrets. And that rung off a bell in my head because I remember when Secrets came out, people were comparing it to Bath and Body Works Mahogany Teakwood. And I don't like mahogany teakwood, so I wouldn't like Secrets. And this is definitely in the same vein. The scent description reads, wind your way through the intricate textures of Mystic Sands with exotic blend of floral highlights and spicy aromas of an Eastern Mediterranean market. That scent description alone would have made me buy the candle if I didn't know what it smelled like. And the scent notes, I mean, bergamot, lavender, rosemary, mid, amber, violet, powdery, the base, creamy, sandalwood, oak moss. I guess the bergamot and oak moss would have given me a clue. Yeah, if you like, you know, mahogany teakwood from Bath and Body Works, if you like Secrets from Kringle, you would probably like Mystic Sands. It's definitely in the same scent category. Okay, and the last daylight I have is a new scent. This is Archives. And this scent really had me curious because it's a complex scent. It's not like something you can compare out in nature. You can't say it smells like a pear, you know, it smells like a rose. It's very a unique scent, and I think it's a scent that you're going to either love or you're going to hate. I actually happen to like it. The scent notes, or the description reads, romantically smoky, featuring rare oriental woods and tobacco leaf. And the notes are top orange bergamot, there's that bergamot again, mid floral spices, the base cinnamon, musk, patchouli, and tobacco. It sounds like it's going to be a hot mess. All I can say is it's hot. It's hot. I mentioned before that while I don't really like firewood scent candles, I do like tobacco. And this does smell like a pipe tobacco scent. You know, candles that, you know, one of my favorite tobacco scents is Yankee Candle's Autumn Lodge, or AKA Santa's Pipe. Autumn Lodge is like a cherry pipe tobacco. And the tobacco in that, it's not like, you know, cigarette smoke. It's just like that sweet pipe tobacco. So you definitely get that tobacco base. Sorry, I think my camera just timed out or something. What I was saying, it's a very sexy scent. If you've never smelled Cozy Home, basically it's going to be your sweet pipe tobacco with a hint of a cologne note to it. This is very interesting, and I think it is one that I will eventually try in candle form. Next up, we have our first candle, Scarlet Rose. And frankly, I basically got this because it was a red tumbler. I was decorating for Valentine's Day, and I originally thought I was going to be doing my What I Am Burning Now in February video either today or sometime this coming week. And I thought, you know, I would have had the candle in time to do that, but I ended up filming my video earlier than I thought. So, but I got it. The scent description is Scarlet Rose, no other name would smell as sweet. Scent notes: top, rose, dahlia blossom. The mid, sweet musk, patchouli, sandalwood. And the base, sandalwood, musk, powdery, vanilla. Now, I have to say, based on that scent description, I was expecting something different than what I'm getting from this candle. One of my very favorite candles is no longer around. It's been discontinued, and that is It was a Yankee Candle from their Relaxing Ritual line, and it was called Comfort. And it was a blend of rose, cedarwood, and cardamom. And so with notes like this, you have the rose, you have the patchouli, you have the sandalwood. I was hoping it would be something along those lines. This is completely different from what I was expecting. First of all, I have burnt it. It's a 1 wick, so it's a really slow burn. And I was having some issues with the wick, starting to shoot out some soot before the candle had pooled. So I would have to trim it, and then I was having issues with it pooling. So then I actually cut out some of the wax and threw it in a tea light warmer, hoping maybe I could smell it better. It's really light. I can barely smell it. What I do smell is a very sweet candy-like scent, almost like a candied rose type of scent, or not even rose, like a candied floral. It is not a a deep, sensuous rose, woodsy type of scent that I was expecting. So this was a major disappointment. I don't know if the scent will improve if I can actually get a nice wax pool going. I'm going to try it again tonight. But from what I can smell, it's just not what I would have expected with those scent notes. It's just, like I said, it smells like a sweet candy floral. Not my thing. But if it is your thing, if you like their Spellbound, which is, what is the other one? Spellbound and Watercolors. If you like those scents, you might like this one. Okay, so we got our first large jar candle, and this is in the scent Fresh Air. And the scent notes read, water flowers, fruits, and jasmine with a wonderful woodsy and sweet musk base. Fresh Air is a heady hybrid. The scent notes are top green, ozone, water fruits. The mid notes, floral, jasmine, water flowers. The base, woody, musk. Well, when I first smelled it, my initial impression was I can definitely pick up ozone watery notes. And at first I thought it reminded me of Bay Breeze, and I don't know what put that in my head, because it's nothing like Bay Breeze from Yankee Candle. Last spring they did come out with a candle called Beach Holiday, and there's something in this candle that reminds me of the ozone watery notes in Beach Holiday. But after that, there's no comparison. Beach Holiday, I actually really liked. That was a good candle. This, I regret buying this in the large jar. And shame on me for buying a candle that smells like fresh air, because basically it just smells like air. I can't smell it when it's burning. I mean, when I stick my nose into it, can I get a little bit of a hint? Yeah. But this was a real big disappointment for me. And as you can see, I've gone through quite a bit of it. I burnt it several times, and then this morning I was actually, maybe it'll be better in a melter. Maybe I should just melt it. So I gave it a burn, poured out the extra wax. I filled up my tea light melter, which I filled it all the way to the top. So instead of being like, 1 or 2 cubes, which I would normally use, it was probably the equivalent of 4. Could barely smell it. It's just, it smells like air. Yeah, I don't recommend this one. I just don't get it. I don't get it. When I do get a hint of a scent, it does have a hint of laundry. I guess kind of like, not like your cotton scents. It would be more like you were washing clothes, and then you decided to hang them outside. So you have the wet sheets. Let's say you have wet cotton sheets hanging outside. Sorry about that. My phone's starting to cut out on me again. Anyway, I was saying it was like you had cotton sheets hanging outside. You're a little bit of a distance away, and all of a sudden the wind blows, and you kind of get a little whiff of the clean cotton wet sheets hanging on the line. It does have that type of scent, but like I said, it's just very, very light. Next up is Spa Day, and this was one when it first came out. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to try it. Now, first of all, depending on what form you read, whether it's a melt, daylight, jar, the scent notes on this are all over the place. And what is on here, the lid, does not match up with the scent notes on the website, and it does not match up with what you actually smell in the candle. The lid says watery florals, fresh ozone, aromatic, muguet, lily of the valley, amber, white musk. The scent description reads, let's have a spa day and be cooler than a cucumber, adding a mix of mint and apple to set the mood. Scent notes: top, apple, cucumber; the mid, apple, nutty, vanilla; the base, mint. And that's what this is. This is a cucumber mint scent with a hint of apple to sweeten it up. So I don't know what that lid is supposed to be, but it's the wrong scent description. At first I was a little bit disappointed in this candle. As you can see, I've burnt through it. I've given it a good 3 or 4 burns. I'm really glad I decided to give this candle some burn time before I actually filmed this video, because it kicked in. It started out so light, and I was like, oh. Between the fresh air and this, I got 2 complete duds. Well, and this is one reason why when I review a candle, I really don't like to do a full review unless I've given the candle at least 3 burns. Sometimes a candle needs more time than that for me to get a really good sense of what the scent is like, how it's performing, how it's throwing, because sometimes I have to try it in different spaces. And that's what I did with this, and I'm really glad I did. Yesterday when I was burning it, I was having a hard time picking it up, but I was picking it up and I wasn't really realizing it. I was walking around and I was cleaning the house, and I had different things going on, and every once in a while I'd be walking in, it's like, what is that scent? It smells so fresh and clean. And I finally figured out today, because I knew I was going to be filming this video today, so I wanted to burn some of the scents that I was reviewing for you here today by themselves without having my chocolate layer cake going on, or my cherries on snow, my hot chocolate. I have all these other candles going on. So this scent is actually really nice. I mean, it is definitely a cucumber mint scent. I think the mint comes out first, and then you get the cool cucumber, and then like I said, the apple just sweetens it up. It's a light scent, but it's a good thrower. It's not a really strong bam in your face type of scent, but it throws well. So when I had this in my master bathroom, it would drift into my bedroom, and then I could smell it a little bit into the hallway. So before I walked in my room, I could smell it. And it just smells like fresh and clean, but it's not really strong and overpowering where you want to run and open up a window. It just sweetens and freshens the air. I was really surprised. Like I said, I thought I had really gotten a dud on this one at first. So I was pleasantly surprised. So if you're interested about this, give it a chance. Maybe try it in a melt first if you don't want to commit to the full candle. But yeah, Spa Day. Not what I would have expected. I would have expected maybe something like more what's on the lid. Yeah, I think this was going to be a good one. I will try to do a more full in-depth review later on, but I don't know what else I can really say about it, because that's what it smells like. You know, mint, cucumber, and a little bit of apple. And last but not least, we have the blueberry muffin, which I've already talked about because I got the melt. And as I mentioned before, I had the candle previously. And because I had the candle previously, this one wasn't really on my radar to get. I was considering getting something, either a newer scent or getting a backup of a favorite. But people were getting their orders in before me. I didn't order right away. I ordered, I think it was the last day of the Candlehaulic code, when that code was active. So people were getting the orders in before I had even placed my order. And I'm kind of glad that happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ordered this candle. This one is very, very popular. The scent notes read, baked blueberries yield a luscious fruity scent, totally different than the fresh fruit. It's matched perfectly with a warm cake note. And the top notes are blueberry, blackcurrant, the mid, brown sugar, butter, and your base is vanilla, lemon zest. And basically, it smells like what it says it is. It smells like a blueberry muffin. The scent itself is fabulous. Like I said, I'm a little bit concerned about how the throw is going to be, because I've had the candle in the past, and while a good scent is very true to life, for me personally, it was a light thrower, which is one reason why I also ordered it in the melt, just in case I need something to boost the scent. But so far, from what I've been hearing from everyone, they're saying their candle is throwing well, and it's, like I said, it's a very popular one. So there you guys have it. My only really big disappointments in the candles were the Scarlet Rose and Fresh Air. And I wish I had gotten, out of the melts that I got, I wish I had gotten either a backup of Grapefruit, a backup of Rosemary Lemon, a Spiced Apple, or a Strawberry Lemonade. I would have traded any one of these for these two. And at some point in time, I want to get an archives. So there you guys have it. That was my Kringle haul. As I mentioned, the 30% sale is still going on right now if you want to give any of these a try. And if you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe below. And have a blessed day.